What's up, everybody? I'm Ian Elliott-Carter, and this is the Intellectual Controversy podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to the Intellectual Controversy. I'm your host, Ian Elliott-Carter, and I got two great special guests. As always, I have my boy, Quezs Wilson. Drink up, boy!
I know, like, alright, I guess I have to. Yeah, don't do that to me, I'm like...
I was thinking about it, but I was like, oh, you got some nice clothes. Okay, so this is, Quezs is like, what, fourth time here?
Fifth, 4-4.
4-4?
Oh, Jay-Z style.
Yeah, I was about to say 4-4. Okay, we gotta stamp his subway card, I guess.
Gotta snap
Yeah, Step 3 podcast.
Yeah. I'm glad to have you back, big homie.
Glad to be back.
This is his first time, man. First time,
I don't know which camera to look at, so I'm just like...
You don't know what to do your hands, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's back in Panama City. He was gone for a while. I'm gonna hype you up a little bit. One of the best freestylers I've ever seen in this city. Great artist, great rap artist, funny dude, hustler. I think he said something about a sex change.
A little bit. It's I don't want to. I mean, I haven't got the operation all the way done yet.
You haven't gotten that. Then you converted to Islam as well, and
Allah Akbar, you know.
Allah Akbar, yeah.
I can't, but bacon's still delicious though.
You can't even, huh?
I can't go all the way.
He made this comment about he's gonna come up in here looking like Jasmine from Aladdin. I was like, if you do that, we are fitting no lie.
I would believe though if I really did. I was like,
It's gonna be a whole new world for me.
Come on, my magic carpet ride, you know what I mean?
Whoa! Anyway, this is Mick Thomas.
Hello.
So it's Mick, right?
Yeah.
I've been calling you Mick for years. And yeah. But you like, I don't know. I don't think you like interrupted me and like fixed me when I said it wrong.
Well, see, I get like, okay, so like my name first off looks weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's M-I-K. And so some people have said milk.
Well,
They want to see the L. Right. It's like that silent L.
Mandela effect.
And and also, again, called Mike all the time, or Nick. So I'm kind of like just used to it. I'm like, yeah, you can call me whatever now. As long as you don't call me Princess Jasmine. I guess that's
good. So Mick Thomas, welcome back to Panama City.
Thank you, good sir.
Intellectual Controversy.
I'm excited. I've seen your shit, man. I'm proud of you, actually, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like that. It humbles me, man.
Okay, never mind.
I'm
not proud of you, and it's a piece of shit. No.
Wow.
But I am, man, because like no one's doing this shit. Especially in Panama City, and you have this outlet in this voice, which I think is going to keep growing, and you're going to have some interesting people, and you're probably also going to have some haters at the same time. But that's always part of progressing, right?
I'll make it happen.
Yeah,
we'll make it happen.
Yeah. All right, hey, let's cheers real quick before we start this show to the best friends ever.
Yeah.
All right.
Sponsored by, we can't say the name.
Sponsored by Black Duct Tape.
Oh, exactly.
So, okay, the first time I remember meeting you, I was doing like my first or second ever stand-up.
Oh, it was your second ever too?
It was the second ever stand-up show, yeah. Okay. So, I mean,
that makes sense. That makes sense a little bit now.
Yeah, okay. It was fun, you know it.
No, I understand it's a stand-up.
So you understand? Yeah, so it was like maybe my second time ever on the stage.
Right.
And I invited a lot of people. And I think, like, of course, my homeboy JJ came, and Ashley came, and Sid came.
Yep.
And he brought you.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I met you. And he was like, yo, this is my homeboy Mick, he coming from Ohio, right? Or
No. At that time I was coming from Germany.
From Germany? Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Yeah. And I was like, hey, what's up? We immediately started talking comedians.
Yeah.
I was like, and I was vibing. Every comedian you knew, you were talking about George Carlin and stuff like that. People down here, they don't, they don't know that.
If it's Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle or something super popular, they're not going to know.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, wow, this dude knows his stuff. He's very educated in this. And then I heard like some of your work. Excuse me.
Already,
I did chug this real quick. But he was showing me your music, and I was like, dang, this dude is legit.
Yeah,
he's fire. When was the first time you ever heard Mick rap? Like,
the first time I ever heard him rap was at Sid's apartment.
Okay.
That's right. Wait, I wasn't there though, right?
No, you weren't there.
Right.
Okay, so it was recorded already.
Ironically, I came over to Sis. I was just like, man, we need to start like this group and all this. And it's like, well, check out my homeboy that I just met on social media, or I don't know how it went down, but
Well, and that's exactly like because as soon as I got here, I was trying to find people who are like-minded, and so Trey, I was just looking at SoundCloud in Panama City.
right.
That's how that happened?
And yeah, so I was like, so I go to Trey's page, and I've just been hearing just whack shit. Time. And I'm like a hip hop purist. Like I love that rail boom bap type of hip hop music. And I'm like, so I go to Trey's page, and I hear the beginning, and I'm like, oh please don't be whack, because it's starting so good. Like like when you hear a track, like in the beginning you hear that beat, and you're like, oh please don't fuck this up, please don't fuck this up. And then I heard that he was using Black Milk's. It's the same drums that Black Milk has used on his Tronic album, which is one of my favorite albums.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, all right, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And I hit him up, and next thing you know, he's like, I'm at his place, and he's like, hey, my homie Quezs, he also does beats, he DJs, and the next thing you know, we're just doing music. Yeah.
Performed the boom baps, right?
That's right. That's
All right, yeah. I saw you guys live twice. One when we talked about
Yeah,
this.
you talked this on the
That's
last,
it. Yeah. What did you think about that episode, by the way? How'd you like that?
Oh no, that was a great episode because it took me back to especially that time at that party, and
And I
I got my revenge though.
You did?
Well, so the person, I won't say the person's name, but the person who promoted the party,
I know.
You can probably know who he is. Right?
I do know.
He's not a doctor. And anyways, he.
I think it's called Is He Gay or something like that.
It rhymes with. Well, he's a good dude though. I mean, I don't have problems with him, so I'm not going to. I don't know if you have problems with him. I don't know, but.
Well, just keep going. Maybe I do. Maybe
obviously
I don't.
he does. Anyways, no. Yeah, he literally he fucking bum rushed our show and said get off the stage, and at the same time, regardless of, because the people there, you were there, this is not the place to perform type of boom bap type of hip hop at all, but we did it. But my thing is, let me do my fucking set and then I'm out. It's not like I'm going, what were we like, probably just, we're like right at the end, the last song, and he comes in and does it, and we're like, okay. So what they didn't show is there was a battle when they were doing the whole Detonate the Bay shit.
Right, yeah.
One of the first battles was me against Dre, and they for some reason this footage never came out. Which I don't know why.
I heard about it, but I never saw it. But I heard about it.
Reason why it didn't come.
Maybe.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Conspiracy number one. The Detonate the Bay one.
I heard about it though, and I heard that you were dominant on that one.
Oh no, I fucking.
We detonated the Bay.
Well, the thing is that there was people who gave me some knowledge about the guy, and he was one of my. I remember the battle is that he was an MP, which is military police, but he was doing this whole image, and so what I did was I just brought that out in the battle, and he said his first round. And when I came in, because he got first, he said his first round, and when I went and I mentioned that line, and I started just going on him, just throwing. I forgot all the lines I said, but just throwing all these like pig jokes and shit.
Yeah, sorry.
And the next thing, when it goes to the second round, he didn't expect that, like just like a boxing match, he didn't expect that hook. So he was just like, like the awkward freestyle
last night.
Same thing. He was just like, oh shit. And then I just went on second and third round, just destroyed him. They never put the footage out, which kind of made me
heard about it though, because I was actually hanging with Robert Thaxton from
from Dayton.
So I think I went to the studio the next day and I heard about it.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't surprised. I was like, well, duh.
But it felt so good to get my revenge. Like, you motherfucker! Don't you dare take me off the stage! I'm just gonna fucking roast your ass.
So okay, speaking of hip hop, this is a question you brought to me, man. So we actually been talking about our favorite hip hop albums this year and who we think is having the best year. We've not talked about the most disappointing albums this year. So, do you guys have in mind what you just like? The hype was all there, but it just didn't live to your expectations.
Oh yeah.
What would you say, Quezs? I'll start with you on that.
I'm probably gonna take one of his, but
which one?
I got Vince Staples.
Yeah, that was one of mine.
Big Fish. For me, he picks bad beats. The lyrics were straight, but if you'd have had,
it was like a dance record.
Right. Yeah. It's like, homie, what are you doing? Like, you got the blueprint right there for you. Just pick the right beats. It's not hard. And then my other one's gonna be, if you're gonna call it a playlist and release it as an album,
Drake's.
I'm not feeling it. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like you just gave us a bunch of, oh, I'm trying to get rid of this flow, so I'm gonna throw all these songs on a CD and call it a playlist.
Who was
So
it?
more like Drake.
Oh, Drake. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean,
what
don't
you just
get-
said was exactly what I'm about to say, but it's not Drake. But go ahead. About
Don't get
something
me
else.
wrong. I mean, he maybe had 1 or 2 songs on there. The females are always gonna love it. They're gonna disagree with me. Cool.
Right.
Whatever. But what are you trying to like? Here you can have this as an album. No,
So Vince Staples and Drake, they failed you.
they failed me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What about you, Mick?
So one was Vince Staples, which, like I said, he's a good rapper, but damn, man, like his verses didn't match the production, and but that's one. But the two I had, these were the two. And here's the problem: all 3 of these people I'm saying are great rappers, and I think that's why.
That's why they let you down. Yeah.
Exactly, because if I could say Lil Yachty's fucking,
You didn't have hype for that, though.
yeah. I mean, I'm
You get what you
honestly,
get when you
I'm playing it and just like I'm hoping to hear something for like
Right.
3 seconds
Right.
I might like, but
Right.
no. My second was J. Cole's.
What?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
The
just
neighbors think you're selling dope.
Neighbors is Neighbors is just alright, I guess, in my eyes.
Okay.
But also Immortal, I liked Change. I
Change
liked the
is
song.
my favorite.
Yeah, Change is my favorite on that.
Alright.
But compared to his previous work, and because and with J. Cole, like I was telling him, it is like it's always a surprise, right? When he releases
Yeah, he
his
just
project,
drops it.
he just drops it like it's nothing. But at the same time, we now have this expectation because he's great.
Right.
He's, I mean, everybody says he's top 3 of the new generation.
Top
at least.
tier.
Yeah, and it just didn't get me, man. And I thought the, especially when you hear "Everybody Dies" and what was we were talking about? The Kanye and Wale diss.
Oh, okay.
But he had these 2
Yeah,
videos
Living on
previously
Okay.
before that were not even on the album. That
Right.
were like, okay, Cole's getting at Kanye. All right, Cole's getting at Wale, and then he does "Everybody Dies," and you're like, okay, this dude's really spinning. And then you hear the project, and you're like.
Right.
That's not what you were expecting.
Well, it was cool. It was just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now don't get us wrong. It still beats a lot of shit that came out
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, like I said,
But-
Lil Yachty
The bar
Right,
is
standard.
Yeah.
big. Yeah, I get what you're
And
saying.
then my number one was Logic's "Everybody."
I love that album too.
You love that
Both
album.
of those albums I liked.
don't-
Wow, I might agree with you. I disagree with you. I like. You didn't like the skits in
No, okay. So yeah, first off, it kind of okay. I'm a fan of Neil deGrasse Tyson, huge fan,
Yeah.
and his because I know that Logic wrote the script for this.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty obvious.
There's so many fallacies logically, no pun intended.
I get what you're saying too.
In his whole, reincarnation.
I get it. Yeah.
And I can guarantee Neil deGrasse Tyson was reading some of this shit and was like, because I've seen his movie reviews. I don't know if you've seen Neil deGrasse when he just like fucking ethers a movie.
Yeah, especially sci-fi ones. He's ready to go.
Specifically,
in.
yeah. He will literally
Yeah.
go, and I can hear him read this and be like, well. You know what I mean? Like, I
That was a
can
good Neil deGrasse Tyson. Well, actually, it
Yeah.
doesn't go in like this.
hear the particles of the. Yeah, we sound like dumbasses. The particles and the science stuff. It's like Ron Burgundy when he's talking about working out. He's like, it hurts.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know some of these words.
Yeah. But no, man. I guess it's like this. I've been a Logic fan since the beginning.
Yeah.
And I've
Very
heard
underrated.
very underrated.
Yeah.
But the one thing that he keeps bringing, and it's not like it's a bad thing, but it's like
The race thing.
well, the biracial thing. But it's like now you're on your 3rd album. You've already done how many mixtapes? 4 mixtapes.
Yeah, one mixtape.
Right.
So we're looking at 7 projects. 7 projects. And I see where he was going on the project, but it kind of came out mediocre in my eyes. And yeah, compared to The Incredible True Story, or even compared to Bobby Tarantino, I thought those projects were way better than his album. So that's my 3.
That's your 3?
Right.
Okay.
Disappointed.
Okay.
I swear to God, if you say Jay-Z 444,
No, I
Kendrick
love
Lamar's
that
Damn,
one.
I'm going to be like, okay.
This is the only. I only picked one. You guys, but Logic. Okay. You can say whatever you want. I know that's for controversy. Okay. So.
Don't get me wrong. Again, Logic
is the man,
But again,
yeah.
I think it's because I am a fan. And I'm such a big
Same
fan.
thing with
and I'm
J. Cole, I
expecting-
can understand
Right,
that, too.
right.
So I'm a huge fan. This guy sometimes makes my number 1 on my top 5.
Oh, sure.
Like, it changes all the time.
Of course.
Lupe Fiasco's out.
I didn't even hear it.
It came out.
Yeah, it came out.
Oh, you're talking about
what is it? It's
Dragons.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in his defense, he said it was like you were saying about like Drake stuff. He said it was throwaway stuff.
Was it like a legal thing?
I don't
Like he was
know.
just trying to get it.
Maybe.
I don't know. I enjoy it.
I haven't heard
You
it.
enjoyed
So,
it? I didn't.
So
and you know,
yeah, talk about
like I actually sometimes like he rotates. It's my top changes all the time, but he's usually within my top 5 or top 10. I love him. He's done like some of the best work I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And when I heard that album, I was just like, Lupe, this doesn't even make any sense. I didn't get it.
It's always hard because Lupe is always fighting so many different things. He's either fighting the label, or he's fighting
He's very
group of
emotional.
fans.
Yeah.
my problem with Lupe, and this is my only problem with Lupe, because I think he's a great. Don't get me wrong, he is a great rapper. I've heard him spit bars that you can match it to any of the best, and you could even say Lupe probably have the better verse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my problem with him is the fact that sometimes, and it's okay to be saying smart bars, but to a point where you're like, what the fuck are you saying?
Don't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah. And that was, and I mean, Dumb It Down was. You know,
I love Dumb It Down. That's one of my
Down,
favorite tracks.
Great
Yeah.
track, and he's saying that like I have to dumb it down to make these types
He's
of records.
acknowledging it, yeah.
But at the same time, like when you go too complex, it loses me as a fan because it's like I don't want to hear a Carl Sagan on a rap record. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I want you to give points, but say it simplistically at the same time. Like for example, Fonte or these rappers who will say very complex issues, but say it simply so you can so the viewer can actually understand. Because I don't want to go look at my well, back in the day you would say look at my dictionary, but I don't want to look at definitions on Google and try to understand what you're saying. But don't get me wrong, Lupe is great. I still think his best album was his first though.
His worst one?
His first.
First one?
His
Okay.
first.
I like actually like his first one was the Cool was dope. And
Cool was dope. Cool was
I
dope.
think the Cool is his best album.
The Cool was
Food
probably
and Liquor though. That,
Food and Liquor. Did you like
hard.
what was the one before this last one? What was that one?
that was Food and Liquor too, right?
No.
No. It was
The one with
The one with Prisoner Part 1 and 2.
yeah.
I actually like that album a lot. I think it was underrated. It came out last year, right? 2016. What was it called though? It might not be that good if I can't remember the
To be
title.
honest, I didn't even give it a listen.
That's not true.
I thought it was a good album though. I was like,
the way we get music now, it's
just-
hard to
they producing it,
keep
yeah.
things.
And doesn't that suck too?
Yeah, I hate it.
Because like back in the day, you'd go to the store. You were excited to see like on a Tuesday
right.
to see the new albums come out, and
It was
now it's just,
original.
yeah.
Not even that. Like I go back to 8 years ago where I used to download
Pronounce his
music.
name Tadashi in Youth.
Oh, to test. I know.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I
that's-
didn't even
that's-
listen. I saw the
that's
cover.
2015.
I never
Oh,
listened
it's
to it.
2015.
Yeah.
I like that album. I thought
Yeah,
it
that
was
album
really
was
good. Yeah, it's
solid.
good.
But to go back to your point, like 8 years ago, I used to download a lot of music and put it on the computer. But with the streaming app now, it's just like, oh, I don't need to do that, and then
Yeah,
you
you
can't
got it.
go back to what you're listening to because there's something new every single week. Like it's.
And do you think music's gonna get drowned that way? Like, I don't know how many people are going back and listening to some of our like. When I grew up, I mean, I did my homework. Like, I was listening to Brand Nubians, I was listening to Onyx, I was listening to like the music. And nowadays, I feel like people are just like, whatever beat is hot,
Yeah.
they'll listen to that for like a couple days and then wait for the next.
Yeah, that's what it
Record.
feels like.
It is, yeah. And that's why I collect vinyls, honestly, because
Right.
it takes me back to the time you were just talking about, like, you know, the hype of finding something new instead of, like, something just thrown in my face, like, this is the hot stuff right now, listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
Most of the hot shit is whack.
It is.
Most.
That's why I be on, like, SoundCloud or YouTube. I be just digging in for something that's not on the radio or nothing nobody's listening
Right.
to. It's,
By the time it makes the
treasure.
radio, if it's a single, whatever.
But do we need the radio anymore? Don't you
really
think the
don't.
radio's becoming obsolete?
I don't listen
only
to
thing-
radio. I listen to satellite radio.
right?
That's it.
The only thing the radio's good for is like DJ Big Boy putting the old school jams.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only time I listen to it because he's doing a great job with that, by the way. But like that's the only thing I listen to is old school stuff. That new stuff, too much that whale auto tune stuff. Like please don't go there. Please don't.
Oh God, no. Do you
No.
think I really?
No.
How hilarious would it be if you just see me like on the microphone, like, hold on, I need my auto tune,
Oh,
and just talk? I couldn't do it. I literally couldn't do it because I first off hate auto tune because
Yeah.
a lot of people. I mean, don't get me wrong, T-Pain owned it.
T-Pain and Kanye wasn't that bad with it either.
He was
like
out.
some
I
of
mean,
his
I
stuff.
like 808 and Heartbreaks,
Yeah.
but I don't like anything after that.
Okay, I get you.
You know what I'm saying? When he started singing and did put the auto tune
Right.
on his newer tracks, I didn't like.
Yeah.
But But what I was going to get to is with that though, what we have to remember though, it comes from Cher, from that fucking "Do you believe in love after life?"
Life after love.
Is it Life After Love? Sorry.
Thanks, Mike. Excuse me, if you're gonna share Life After Love, talk about Cher, you better do it right.
I'm the baseball teacher.
Don't worry, I love the track too when I was a kid. I'm not gonna lie. I got that shit moved like Miami, Ohio. But I mean, that's where it comes from. And now, I think Autotune might be dead. I think, is it dead?
It's not dead.
It's not
It's still alive?
dead. but
Autotune itself is dead because what we're talking about is a vocoder,
Right.
and there's like 100 different vocoders out there.
But it's still Autotune.
But it's Autotune corrects the pitch.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But there's a science to it. So there's a reason why certain people like T-Pain, Kanye West sound good on it. If you don't know the science to it or whatever,
Yeah.
you sound
go
like
with,
shit.
They
like,
really go with it. But you love Future,
Wait.
remember that?
Oh, you know what the worst was? The fucking Lil Wayne Rebirth album.
yeah, we ain't gonna even talk
No,
about
let's
that.
talk about that for a second.
I think
I saw your belt panties, or what did he say in that fucking, his hit?
I didn't listen to it, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the T-Wayne album? Is that what you just
No,
the Rebirth album, the rock album.
Oh, I like the Eminem track.
Well, that's the only-
Yeah,
like-
you're right. That's it. That's it.
But he talked about like girls' panties or some shit, prom song.
He's always talking about panties and anything that rhymes with it. That's all he talks about.
Panties, Annie.
I think that project came
Biggest
about
Annie's.
was he was drinking and smoking. He's like, I made me a rap album or a rock album.
Yeah, he was doing his
I'll pick up my guitar.
Ah,
Kids, don't take lean.
Don't take lean.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't listen to Future.
Take that Molly and
That
Percocet.
man is depressed.
He is.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
So you coming back into town, by the way? We're So are you gonna be back into rap? Are you getting into this?
Into this rippity rhymes.
You
into this
just
rappity raps.
rippity rap, titty-tat-tat.
Yeah, man. You know, one thing I did while I was out of town in my city is I traveled the world, Europe, through America, and I always for music, even though I wasn't doing music at that time, I was always writing rhymes. I was always, anytime I heard a beat, I was still going to it. But it's always therapeutic at the same time. So when whatever shit is thrown at you, you can always go back to something you always love.
Right.
And at the same time, to be honest, I was chasing this thought of, especially, having a daughter, wanting this family, wanting this, and not really doing what I loved anymore, and using that effort that I did for music to somebody who, in my opinion, who didn't give a shit as much as I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
And so, one thing I always reflected was like, I'm always writing, I'm always doing music, and I look at the people I did music with back in Europe, like my homie Smooth. He started from nothing, and now he's one of the biggest music producers in Germany for these big artists in Germany.
Dope.
And I see him, and he's such an inspiration. And then I look at my brother. He's basically my brother, Andre, who did the same thing. He always was rapping, always doing music, and then he was doing these big competitions. Just always kept that fire alive. And I think that's with any type of art, whether it's comedy, whether it's music. If you have it and you respect it and you love it, you're always going to do it, regardless of if you become super famous, you have a career, or not. It's just something you love to do.
Absolutely.
And I think as human beings, you have to be yourself. And so to answer that question, yes, I'm going to be doing music, and especially around here. Give me my crown back.
Can you crown? Oh, he's coming for you. He's coming for you. He's gonna detonate the bay again.
Detonate that thing. I would actually love that though if that rap battle shit came back.
That was great. I love that movement.
I thought that was a big movement here.
Yeah, it was.
Was that 2010, 11?
It was that. Yeah.
2010.
Yeah, that was around that time.
That was dope. I'm bringing this up though because we had a conversation before you got back to Panama City,
Right.
and you were saying that you were sitting on so much music, and you actually sent a track to me,
Yeah.
and you said, "Hey man, let me hear." You wanted to hear my opinion on that,
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and I was like, "Dude, I would actually buy that," and that's a huge compliment.
Appreciate
I don't
it.
buy a lot of music, so. And also, I was just like, dude, if you're sitting on so much great music like that, I don't want to hear this. Like, I don't want like Nick to die tomorrow and this music come out or something like that, and we all talking about how
And do the
great
Dilla
it is.
thing.
Yeah,
Right,
the Dilla
right,
thing.
right,
Or
right,
what we were
right.
talking about a couple weeks ago with what's his name from Mobb Deep, Prodigy. Yeah, Prodigy.
Right.
I don't want that situation to happen to you. Like, if you die and I'm over here celebrating the great times I've seen you rap and all these rap songs. I want to celebrate you now.
Right.
If you have great music right now, why not share it with the world, man?
Right.
And that's what I feel like. Even, I mean, he heard the first project I ever did, and that's never been released. And that project, in my eyes, is cohesive. He's still, and
Wow.
it's cohesive. It's mastered. It sounds great, and that was done 2010. Now, whether that might sound a little outdated, I don't think so.
No.
Because
Great
I think
music never has a date.
Exactly. I think if you're doing specifically that type of boom bap hip hop, I don't
Right.
think there's ever an expiration date. It might not be as popular. You might be like, because I remember at one point a couple of years ago, I was kind of tired of hearing boom bap. Like I was just hearing I was trying to expand my ear to the new music, and then after a while, I just expand my ear to that new music, and I even remember writing not records, but writing rhymes that were very similar to this type of genre, and I was like, man, that shit's fucking whack.
Right.
It's so whack. And so, to me, like one of the first things I want to do is my first project I ever did. It was in 2010. But it was called The Coolest Album, and that's the first thing I want to release, because it's done, it's complete, and just put it out to the people.
Great.
And hear it. And I think a lot of people are gonna like it. Now that track you heard is not in that project. That's for something
That's for something else.
new. Yeah.
And the track I heard was actually called Business of America.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you wrote it actually last year, 2016.
Right.
Probably pre-election,
it was pretty-
Pokemon Go-ish.
Yeah,
type
you
stuff.
see, see, there's a little outdation
Yeah.
in the verses, but yeah.
And you mentioned the dress one time. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. Did you hear that track?
Oh yeah.
What'd you think about that?
It's dope. Like he never lost a touch.
Never lost it.
Definitely gotta
And a lot of
get back
truth
on
in that song,
the
too.
horse.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
well, what I wanted to do in that song. So for people who don't know the song, it's
I'll put a link in the bio.
There you go.
Yep.
Breaking records and shit.
Yeah.
Podcast. Look in.
I know what the record was basically how we're being distracted of all the shit that's going on, and the biggest thing is we're being distracted by this device right there. But at the same time, I also want to be human at it because I'm also the one being distracted.
He did a good job of calling other people out, but acknowledging he had the problem as well.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that's what I want to say. When I do music, I don't want to say these fucking stupid ass rap bars. Like with rap is my favorite music. It's also my least favorite music because when I actually hear someone actually spitting and actually saying something and having substance in your rhymes, man, it's to me like the greatest genre.
Yeah.
However, I feel like hip hop music has this black cloud around it because what most people stereotype hip hop with is this shitty ass music you hear in the radio where it's all about drugs and I also go back too because Wu-Tang Clan rapped about drugs, but they rapped it poetically.
Right.
You know, they didn't just say, "Hey, got the bitches, got the hoes." Hey, got the like.
No pun intended, but it was substance.
Yeah, new song. Got them bitches and got them hoes. So what I wanted to say was I wanted the listener to hear the song and just hear me just throwing shit at you.
Right.
And so you're like, oh yeah, because it's not like we're blinded from this. We see it every time on Facebook.
Right.
But we also are like, oh, that's horrible. Oh, she's
Yeah.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
All that, right, yeah, I
And
got
to a point, it's like, no, let's come back to this for a second. Let's not be distracted by our fucking technology because this is the business of America.
you. Real talk.
So yeah, so hear the music,
Yeah, the music,
and
man, goodbye, you, man. I love that track, man.
Appreciate
And
it.
promise me this: if you ever do a video, premiere it on the Intellectual Controversy.
I'll promise you that.
Thanks.
I heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Yeah, I like that, man. So you like the track too, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
And Trey, hey, shout out to Trey, he produced it.
Yes,
So.
man. I was like, first off, where was Trey hiding that, man? Because I've been hearing this stuff. He's great. He's doing some great fire stuff. But that beat, I was like, whoa.
Well, Trey will put stuff on it. What I noticed about Trey is he'll put stuff on his SoundCloud, but his dope shit,
Yeah,
he
he's
keeps
throwing
that.
it. Yeah.
He holds
that's
that. Like I have some beats from him that, yeah.
It's like every producer's secret.
Of course.
That is.
Hold on to the good stuff.
Yeah. And I was lucky when I went to visit him in LA and he showed me this and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I need that.
What is this?
Yeah.
And yeah.
These dudes bananas, man.
Mhm.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about comedians. There was actually a recent picture with Kevin Hart, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle. They're all on the stage together, and I got a boner. It was great.
That's what they do at the Comedy Store, man, or any place in LA. You'll just watch a show and then fucking the greats are just right there, man.
Yes, observing the talent.
Yeah.
They're fans of the fans, man. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So I wanted to know who's your top 5 comedians of all time. We'll start with you.
Man. I can't say in no particular order.
Me too. By the way, no particular order.
Eddie Murphy. Richard Pryor. Man, this is hard. Chris Tucker. Bernie Mac.
Forgot about Bernie.
Sway.
Damn, this is a hard one because there's so many of them out there.
Right.
I'm gonna have to say Cedric.
Cedric the Entertainer. Okay.
And I got an honorable mention.
Who's that?
I don't want to say because he does a lot of comedy, but he's a great actor too. I'm gonna say Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. He's pretty good stand-up too.
Yeah.
I saw something he did in the 80s. Very animated on stage too. He's like he is in the movies, exactly on stage. He's hilarious. What about you?
My number 1 will always be. Well, here's my top. I can give you my top 3 who will.
This is actually in order because I'm gonna be like you and just name.
Not in order, but these top 3 have my 1 spot.
Okay.
Like if I'm putting something and I want to laugh, these are the 3 I'd go to.
Okay.
So that's gonna be George Carlin,
Amen.
Dave Chappelle, and Louis C.K.
Okay.
Those 3 are always gonna have my top 1 spot.
Okay.
All of them are controversial, smart, but fucking funny.
Right.
George Carlin, I would look more towards if I just want to hear some crazy intellectual shit, but it's also fucking funny.
He goes into the religion. He
Well,
dives in.
and I think you know my thoughts on that. But those are my 3, 100%.
Okay.
And then if I'm at 2, see, this is where it gets hard because there's so much comedians who I love. Like I could say, I could say Mitch. I could say, you know what my favorite stand-up was when I was a kid, and I watched it so much, was Eddie Griffin's Dysfunctional Family.
Oh, I forgot about Eddie Griffin.
That's a good one. I love that joke he did about the Jehovah's Witnesses coming.
Oh yeah,
that was too funny.
I wanted to do that too. Just
I thought
completely naked,
yeah.
when they open the door.
Yeah.
I gotta put Mitch Hedberg on there, man.
Okay.
Mitch is in there. Chris Rock. What am I talking about? Chris Rock. You have to put him in the 5.
All right.
I think you guys all mentioned mine, but if they're mentioned, I had some years and some years. So, and this is no order. I had Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, Bernie Mac, Dave Chappelle, and Louis C.K.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's hilarious.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's very
You
underrated.
there's too many.
He'd be a top 10, definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely
by
put
16, I think.
Pryor and what's his name?
Pryor.
Coming home.
Red Fox.
Red Fox. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely put him in there.
Yeah.
Dang, we got to do a 10 list one.
You know who else I put in there? Not a lot of people put it. Joey Diaz.
Okay, I don't.
You don't know Joey Diaz?
No, I don't.
You gotta listen to Joey Diaz, man.
There's this one dude. Me and my friend Brandon were talking about this morning. He's got Netflix specials. He's a chubby dude with a beard. Forgot his name.
Chubby dude with the
You talking about with a beard?
Yeah, he's got a beard.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Fluffy.
No, he's not Hispanic. It's a white dude, and I forgot what his name was.
There's a lot of old
I
chubby
forgot to
dudes.
look it up real quick. This dude's funny. He's-
Gannigan or
White dude with a beard.
Remember yesterday I asked who your favorite comedians are of all time. He put this in the comments, and of course I said they should. Okay, Tom Segura or something.
Oh, Tom Segura.
Segura, yeah. I've
Tom
seen
Segura's
previous. He's
Tom
funny.
Segura.
Yeah, I never. Said
You ever heard his
that.
podcast either?
No, I didn't
Your
know
mom's
he had a
house?
podcast.
Your mama's house?
What? This is my mom's house.
No, he has a podcast called Your Mama's House.
I'm about to check that out.
It's fucking
He's
hilarious.
hilarious. Yeah,
No,
I
Tom
never.
Segura is hilarious.
I never
Absolutely.
thought I just saw his stand up for the first time this year, and I was cracking up. I was one night. It was trying to be my night light, and I just cracked up laughing. Then I had to download the other 2 he did. Very funny stuff.
You definitely need to check Joey Diaz too.
Okay,
You'll
Joey.
like
Yes.
it. You'll like it. He's fucking hilarious.
Yes. All right, I'll check it out. I'm glad you said what's that? Bill Burr. First time I saw Bill Burr was on Chappelle's show, and he didn't really make.
Oh,
me
when he
laugh
did the
that.
Sam Adams?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you freestyle
Oh no, he also
that?
did the ring at the fucking.
No, there was there was a funnier one he did actually when they did the Law and Order special where they did the.
Yeah.
So he was on the stand And he was talking about all what happened. He's like, then his wife threw his titties in the face.
Yeah, I remember.
I think there's like a lot of people benefited from that show.
Oh yeah.
So many people.
Charlie Murphy. I mean,
Darnell
he did
Raleigh,
see for
yeah.
Darnell, of course. I never knew who Darnell was until that show.
That's
But you'll always remember I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah.
For like ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
But I think Dave Chappelle, I mean, to be honest, I love Dave Chappelle, you know, like Kill Him Softly, all those things, but I loved his new special.
I liked. I love both of them, but he did two of them. He dropped two of them. I like I can't say the first one because I don't know what order you watched.
Yeah, but no, I agree. The first one
was a little bit better.
The part one.
The one he kept going back to OJ. The third time I saw it.
Dude, that is the best joke. He has the best rape joke.
Yes.
Of all time.
And it's hard to make a rape joke, and I wouldn't even suggest you ever try to do it. Don't. Just don't go there.
Unless you're very smart.
Unless you're Dave Chappelle. He made that Cosby. He made a Cosby rape joke. If you haven't seen it, you know.
What about the Daniel Tosh? Do you remember that Daniel Tosh thing?
Yes.
Where he made the rape joke, and then there was all that controversy back in the day.
Yeah, I remember Louis C.K. commented on it, and and people were like, "How could you agree with rape, Louis?" And he was just, it was on Louis' podcast or something. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about that. That was a decent one. I like Dave's a little bit better.
You gotta.
No, like I said, they got the best one.
You gotta think about that.
The rape joke bar is high now.
If he made you think, like, he made you laugh, and you had to remember that he was talking about rape.
Yeah,
that's a good ass joke.
Oh yeah, he took it down a timeline too. Right. He went from the 50s to now, just naming historical facts, and then reminded you the whole time Bill Cosby was doing this thing.
That's the brilliant part. That's such the brilliant part of it, you know. Right. By the way, that's another Hannibal. Is another one.
Oh, Hannibal? Yeah.
Sorry to talk about Bill Cosby, so I'm like automatically thinking about Hannibal.
Hannibal was pretty good, yeah. All right, man. I'm glad we've always agreed like that, man. Me and you already had this conversation too, I believe, a long time ago. I remember we talked about Def Jam, about
the old day, like Chris Tucker.
The first time you ever see Chris Tucker on that stage, man.
Or Bernie, man.
Bernie had the best. Yes.
And then the music played.
Yeah. I remember the first time seeing him, I was like, what is he talking about? But it's so funny. He's like, kick it! And he just starts dancing on stage, and I was like,
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
But you know what, though? Can I tell you who I think is I respect the hustle, because he is probably the greatest at promoting himself, but I have to say Kevin Hart is one of the most overrated.
He's a rock star.
He's a rock star.
I don't know what, he definitely does coke and goes to work. He does something.
You think he does coke?
No, I don't think he. I think he actually is a healthy dude. I'm just making a metaphor. He actually goes like, he's hype.
No,
I'm sorry,
won't
you forgot one.
Who?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx is a dude that can do anything.
He's like Childish Gambino. He's
definitely.
Yeah.
His stand-up's pretty funny too.
But his role. Yeah. Oh, Doug Williams. That's not what Doug Williams is.
Oh, we didn't even know that comedian.
I know.
Ended his career right there. I remember that.
He lives infamously because of that one special. I mean, that's so funny. I am your conscious.
Maybe you should end this.
How would I just shut the fuck up and wrap it up?
Sit down. Glad y'all don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I should put more links.
YouTube.
Yeah,
if you just want to die laughing, watch Jamie Foxx roast Doug Williams. It was one of the funniest
things ever. But yeah, like you said, he's just like Childish Gambino. He can sing, he can act, he can do comedy, he can do it all. And he's actually very, very funny. He had that Africa joke. That's one of his first jokes. So I love it, man. So let's go to one of my favorite things. I've actually always wanted to do this, but when you brought it up, I was like, let's do it. Let's just screw it.
And I'm like a Wikipedia with that shit, man.
YouTube myself. I got you.
But with me, though, before we get into what we're going to talk about is conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory.
But the one thing I like to do is I like to be objective with it, right? So I'll hear the conspiracy, and then I try to disprove it.
Okay.
But there's some things I just can't disprove.
Okay.
And we'll get to
when I say my favorite conspiracy theories, some of them I don't even believe. But I just wish they were true. Okay. I just want them to be true, but there's no way they're true. There's some I actually do believe, but I'm just like, why isn't this true? Okay. So we'll start with you this time. What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
My favorite? Like the one I keep going on to and go back and forth with?
The one that's like keeping you up at night. You have like the wall plastered.
I mean, it's simplistic because it's such a popular one, but it's, to me, like the one there's so many questions still. And to me, that's 9/11.
I knew it.
Now, I'm not saying
that's the one I do believe.
Well, my opinion, I go back and forth. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a mix of both in the truth. I don't think it's because first off, I don't think Bush knew what was going down because he's such a fucking idiot. He's such a fucking idiot. There's no way that they would trust this motherfucker if shit was really going down. But what I break it down to is our government, I mean, back in the day, do you know what Operation Northwood was?
No.
So back in the Cuban crisis thing, basically Operation Northwood was a plan to get jetliners, crash them to Guantanamo Bay, which is in Cuba, and say that the Cubans did it. Now, John F. Kennedy signed against that, which is another conspiracy we can go to of why it should happen.
Yeah.
But this is completely factual. This is not a conspiracy. You can look it up. You can Google it. And so what I think is that, yes, there was Al-Qaeda. Yes, they got planes and they hit the Trade Center. I don't know so much about the Pentagon, but definitely hit the Trade Center. Because I remember that time Osama bin Laden said that he first was like, no, that wasn't, I didn't do that. And then the next thing, he was saying that, oh yeah, I did it, and da-da-da-da-da. There's just so many questions, whether it's the insurance on the whole building, whether it's the fact that you look at the Pentagon and it doesn't make sense. Building 7 is the biggest mindfuck to me.
Yeah.
The fact that BBC reported before that Building 7 is down, but the building's still behind them.
Right.
There's just too much like, what the fuck happened? There's things that just don't make sense. So that's my number one is 9/11. So my opinion is, yes, the government knew because they had the reports of what was happening, and there was also something that they had. It was from the neoconservatives. They had this idea of how we can get more power.
Right.
And in the picture, they had the World Trade Center with the target on it, and in the manifesto, they said that what we need is another Pearl Harbor.
Oh wow.
They have some of their neoconservative beliefs to come.
And one thing too, like to add to that, because have you ever seen Zeitgeist?
Of course.
That's one of my favorite documentaries.
Really?
Yeah, I love
Even
that.
chapter 1?
We ain't gonna talk about that.
But okay, so one thing that I 100% believe it was an inside job is because it looks like a demolition, and then they had the eyewitnesses report saying that if they heard boom, 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 boom,
inside
right
the
there,
towers.
inside the
Right.
towers. So it looks like a demolition, and they're hearing bombs inside the tower. How do you get bombs inside the tower when a plane is crushing?
Well, I guess, again, to be objective, right?
Go ahead.
The only thing...
Crap all over my argument.
No. Because that's what I do is, like, I want to hear, both things. One of the arguments is that, there's elevators going down there, and we have... jetliners going in, there's fire coming in, and it goes in the floors, that could start that. But what I don't believe is the pancake theory, where they said it was one thing that dropped down, but we're talking about things that are falling at the same time. So you're throwing a ball off the building.
Right.
So, but I do believe that, it makes sense. And there's reports that a week before that, there was a different security team and people can come at night.
Right.
But again, these are reports and blah, 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 blah.
Thank you.
So I saw one coming in, I'm done, so I'm like, all right, I'll go. So that's one of my favorite ones is 9/11.
Yeah. And I actually 100% believe that. What about you, Quezz?
I should go last.
I'll go next if you want me to.
I don't know if mine's are really conspiracy theories, but I'm gonna say the thought of the Illuminati.
Okay, well, no, but that is a conspiracy.
Okay, so there was a long time I believed it, but then I grew up. I'm not saying it's childish, but then I was like, after watching it years later, I was like, nah, I don't know.
To this day, people are still ignorant of what the Illuminati actually is.
Right, and are you talking about like the Jay-Z and the Beyonce type of Illuminati, or are you talking about... Okay.
See, that's where I'm like,
that shit's so bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm talking about the group of... What the Illuminati essentially was in the beginning is a group of scholars and scientists.
In Bavaria, Germany.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. That, try to change the world however they try to change it, or, whatever to make the world better. I mean, Illuminati stands for Illuminated One.
Right.
And then there's this other thing where you have these group of bankers that, started this thing where they were... their banking process got really big, and then they started taking over governments, and then everybody's like, oh, well, they're taking over the world, they have this much power, da-da-da. Well, if you don't know the real meaning behind it or the truth behind it, then you become, ignorant to everything, and then that's where you have the whole Beyonce and they're doing secret society. You know, they're having these R. Kelly parties and people just doing this for fame and all this.
You know what the worst part too is that there is some truth to it, but then it always gets puddled with bullshit.
Right.
Like for example, you know, they're like you were saying, it started in Bavaria, Germany.
Right.
Mind you, this is a funny fact: is that the Illuminati started because the guy couldn't afford to be a Freemason, so it actually started from the poor. Which a lot of people don't know that.
A lot of great stuff started.
Yeah. Well, mostly everything. Yeah. But what later went down is there is some truth to it, right? So the Federal Reserve. And you look at the people who probably own the Federal Reserve, because when you hear about, you know, who makes the most money, whether it's Bill Gates, whether it's Jay-Z, they don't really talk about is the Rothschild families, the Rockefeller families.
Right.
And
Bernie keeps mentioning the Koch brothers too.
yeah. And well, but they're not near as these guys.
Oh, yeah.
The Rothschild family is estimated between hundreds of billions of dollars all the way to trillions of dollars.
Wow.
And these are the families that, you know, started the banking systems. They also started, but also that gets puddled too. I mean, in this topic is you also have like these white supremacist groups who will say that they're the Zions, the Rothschild family, because they're Jewish and they own everything. And this, again, it gets puddled with all this bullshit.
And it's not even white supremacists too. I've heard a lot of black folks talk about the Jews running Hollywood. So that's that old time talk.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, though, there is the Rothschild family that does exist. And you know what's even fucking creepier to me, because this really exists, and this is not even a conspiracy, is Bohemian Grove. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, I don't.
So Bohemian Grove, first off, Alex Jones, he's the one that put this out. Which you got to take that with a grain of salt. But however...
Holy crap, this is leaking.
The ice,
Yeah, it's going to blow like talking too much.
I know, it's like, watch this be the conspiracy. It kills me right now. Shut the fuck up. Oh, speaking of which, it's not sponsored by anybody. As we're talking about powerful people.
You talking about power?
Yeah, I'm fucking.
I was listening.
No. So the Bohemian Grove. This is in the Redwoods in California. This is absolutely true.
Right.
Very powerful men. Whether it's political, entertainment, whatever, they meet up in the Redwoods, and it's kind of like a skull and bones thing where they dress up in hoods and they believe they pray to this owl god, and they do mock sacrifices of children.
Sounds like a Batman comic.
Yeah, it sounds fucking preposterous, but this actually exists.
Wow.
And this is the same place where they developed the first nuclear bomb. And so when I think of that, like, that's so fucking creepy how, to this day, the rich and powerful have these weird pagan or cults. Yeah, to this day. But yeah, that's a creepy thing. I think anybody who's powerful, like, for example, Bush Sr., Nixon, all these people have been there.
Right.
So what you're pretty much saying is you believe the Illuminati, but you don't believe not every celebrity that sold their soul to the devil or part of that.
I mean, it's like when you were in grade school and you had that little demonstration where you tell one person something, and you go around the room. By the time it gets to the person who originally said it, it's completely different, and you're missing all the facts and everything like that. And to say like all this stuff is there, you just have to go and research it. You have to do your homework, so to speak. You gotta go encyclopedias, almanacs, all that good stuff. Find this information. Right. But now in the society we live in, this generation now, you're just looking on your phone or whatever. People get lazy.
Half of it's true and half of it's made up garbage. They don't know what is what's
and that's
like
the good and bad of the internet. Like the good, bullshit is not as easy anymore. Because someone could say something and say it's a fact. Back in the day when we would have it, we'd be like, oh yeah, you might be right. But now we'd be like, let me go on Google. But at the same time, now you have like all these fake media sources who are saying all this fake news.
They're fake news.
Like I think everybody who's been on Facebook has seen someone just put something out there and saying like, oh, this is the truth. Right. And then the next thing you're like, not really. This is complete bullshit.
So I'll talk about my favorite conspiracy theory is, and this is one I don't believe, but I wish was true. It's the Mandela effect.
I knew you were going to say
You knew it. I
knew it.
I don't know, like this
the
Bernstein Bears or the Bernstein Bears. Do you know what it actually was? Mandela effect. You know?
but I never had the whole that Mandela was in prison and died there.
See, I never heard that either. Like my whole life, I remember he died, 2015, 14? Not too long ago.
Did he die?
He did die.
He did die.
Is
died.
that effect getting to you?
What just happened here,
It wasn't even
sir?
that long ago. He died though.
It wasn't that long ago.
But there's people that swear on everything that he died in the 80s in prison or something
Yeah.
like that. They put it on their life. I don't, like I said, I don't believe it because I've never remembered that story. But I wasn't alive in the 80s. Well, 89 I was born. I kind of remember that. So, but I've never. My history books have never taught that. So I was never into that. So, but I liked what the lady was going at. Her theory is like there's parallel universes and
I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that.
okay. So they're saying that they're meshing together, and some
Don't
things in
believe
that parallel universe are colliding with ours.
Right.
And so some people are having conscious memories of different lives and they have different stories. You can YouTube Mandela Effect, and sometimes they'll show you changes of signs and historical things that people will say. I like to think there's a different world where people make better decisions on politics. I like to think there's a better world where people are nicer to each other. But I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a very good conspiracy theory.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so I do believe in parallel universes, and I do believe from matter to antimatter, I believe those both exist.
Okay.
I just don't believe that someone would change the future to be like, it's not Bernstein, it's or vice versa, whatever it is.
Right.
I just don't believe that part. The other conspiracy that I always laugh at too is like, have you ever heard of the reptilians?
Yes. How the reptilians are running the society, like they're in politics and they're the celebrities and all that.
It's just fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't happen at all.
TV show V.
Huh?
It was a TV show.
The?
I think it was called V.
The reptilians?
Yeah, but it would have human faces, but underneath they were reptiles.
Nerd!
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
No, this was a
but it's
regular
called-
TV
No, it's
show.
another one. Doctor Who is another one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's called V?
I wanted to say it was called V. I just
Well, Marvel has this. They have the scrolls that they're going to introduce actually in the movie Captain Marvel, where the scrolls they're aliens that shapeshift.
Watch this actually be true. How crazy would it be if someone's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're reptiles.
But you're bringing it up if it's true, so not me. But I've heard that theory though, and then people actually have videos where people's eyes are like. There's this video of Justin Bieber's eyes blinking.
Or do you hear the clone theory too? That they like all these celebrities.
All
are
these
killing
celebrities.
them?
I've heard Eminem's clone. Because
Have you seen
he's
that
not
video?
on drugs anymore.
When he's like at an NFL game or something, and he's acting
Yeah,
all
he's
weird?
moving up.
But like people are like,
Eminem's just weird.
I know. That's what I was like, that's Eminem just being Eminem. Like, what are you talking about? When has Eminem been normal? Like,
Never.
That's the question I
Never.
want to know.
Never.
So you guys have any other favorite ones or?
Oh yeah, I
touch
mean,
on
I
real
could
quick.
go down that whole.
I do believe
wormhole.
9/11 was set up.
That one is. I mean, there's
That
so
one
many.
I-
JFK, I believe in.
JFK.
The moon landing's weird. There's things that don't make sense to me.
See, I do believe we went to the moon, but if we didn't, I guess the argument was we're trying to beat Russia, so we're gonna
Right.
give you that
Yeah.
illusion that we did. So
Well, my thing is I don't know, and I think that's what a lot of people don't say nowadays is I don't know.
either.
Like
Yeah.
I think that actually has a lot more power.
yeah,
But one thing I do know is it is kind of funny that Neil Armstrong and Buzz, they were I don't know exactly where, so don't quote me here, but I think they went to Scandinavia or somewhere. They were giving them a moon rock, and they tested this moon rock, and it was actually like some wood. Like it wasn't actually from the moon at all.
Dang.
Now, granted, that could have been them just like, oh shit, we don't have a moon rock. Like, we need to give them something.
hey, bring that over.
Hey, you just
Yeah.
make, and that's very possible too.
Right.
But it is kind of weird. Those are the ones that I could believe in.
Mhm.
But the one that I'm about to create a conspiracy theory for you guys. Do you guys know what the Atacama humanoid is?
No.
Heard it.
Google it.
A lot of comic humans.
So it was found in the Atacama Desert in Argentina or Chile. It's one of those places. I'm sorry, bad with that. But what they found was a 6-inch figure. It had 10 ribs. It definitely lasted until the age of 6, and this is being tested in Stanford. But if you look at this thing, it looks like something from Independence Day. It's kind of creepy looking, kind of weird looking. But they don't know what it is. What they do know is that it does share, I want to say, was it 91% human DNA?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, bananas have
So it's
77% DNA. Yeah, well, they don't know. They don't know what it is.
Might look into this.
But here's where my conspiracy comes in. Do you guys remember the whole looking for the gold in El Dorado?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Mhm.
Well, one of the whole wives' tales was that there was these small figures that were the ones protecting the gold and killing people, and that was always the conspiracy that people would go there and they would start being missing. And now they're finding these little small figures around. So who knows?
Insert X-Files. Okay, cool, man. I'm gonna look into that. That's actually very interesting. Cool, man. Aliens, ghosts, whatever. If you're out there, stay away from me.
And show me, so I can believe it.
And show me, yeah. And then let him tell me.
They'll be like, dude, I got probed, man. Very easy. Kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie about it.
I can't remember who posted that meme, but it was like a UFO came here and it's like, take me to your leader.
Oh, and they show, and then they're like,
"You sure?"
No, I saw it. Who was it? It was Conceited.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that Conceited face, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can have our leader. Okay.
Oh, just take him, please.
Just take him,
please.
So okay, before we end this is my last question. Then we're gonna go to a little freestyle from you. Can't wait to hear that. So we're all 3 single fathers. You know, we're in relationships, but we're technically single.
No, I'm single. Hey, ladies.
Hey, look at yeah.
Hey,
or men, do what you gotta do.
Or aliens.
Aliens, ghosts, whatever. So your daughter is what, 4?
Almost. Jeez. Turns 4 in November.
Okay, and your daughter is 5. Yeah, my son is 5. Stay away from my son.
Yeah, it's like what?
So
can you guys tell me like one great moment in your lifetime with your children, like a great father moment?
Yeah, man. Mine was just recent, actually. I haven't seen my daughter for a couple months now. That's just how our schedule was. But now I'm seeing my daughter all the time. Mm-hmm. And my back in the day, and y'all know, now at this age, my daughter can actually have a conversation with me. And one of my favorite moments is just teaching her, about life and just seeing her smile and her laugh. And now she's the biggest daddy's girl. Like, I can't even leave the door without her just running to my leg.
Yeah.
Like, don't go right now. Talk to me more about, whatever. A lot of people, when they have kids, when you don't have kids, you don't really realize the impact of having another person and actually, because there's no book that tells you how to be a good parent. Absolutely not. And I don't think there's one person who's ever been 100% perfect at being a great parent.
Of course.
There's people who have been damn close, but not there. But I think it's such a great thing to actually, all the knowledge you have and trying to do this and showing and trying to mold a person, because that's what you're doing. You're literally molding somebody so they're not going to be an asshole. I mean, that's what you're really doing. And yeah, man, it's one of the greatest things. It's also one of the most stressful things. It's also one of the most hardest things. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Absolutely.
At all.
What about you, Quezz?
I have a lot of moments I can sit here and talk about all day. One of the closest moments I can think of is more of a bittersweet moment. Is when I actually left here for a little bit, and I was getting ready. This is my last goodbye for a while. Mm-hmm. And just to see her, like, she understood everything, and I'm thinking like, okay, she's not gonna get this or whatever, but like, I haven't cried in a long time, but I cried at that moment, and then it's just
I know that feeling, man.
Sad,
it
man.
sucks.
Like,
yeah, I definitely know that feeling too, man.
right.
Shoot, I'll say a couple things. Recently, sometimes he's got these things where he just says the same stuff. He's got his sayings, I guess. He's got this new saying, this little phase where he says, this happened 20 years ago. I don't know where it came from and why he's saying it.
Okay.
And he's 5, remember. I don't have a 20-year-old son. So the other day, like, I told him to pick something up. And he said, I did that 20 years ago, Dad. And I'm like, get out of here, man. Pick it up, man. Quit playing with me. My son, I try to be a comedian. If he's not a comedian, man, my grandson better be one, because it's getting close. He's very, very funny. He's one of those kids say the darndest things.
Well, I've seen it too. Like, I remember a video you shared, and it was just about like all the moments you and your son had.
Yeah.
And it was fucking hilarious. Like, there was a video where you're like pantsing him.
Oh yeah. He was into the TV, and I just pantsed him. He's like, why? My favorite video though was going down this hallway, and he was like, Daddy, I don't want to go to sleep. There's a ghost. I was like, there ain't no ghost over there. Let me prove to you there's no ghost. And I go all the way to the end of the hallway. I open the door and I pretend a ghost just grabbed me, and I just fly into the closet. He just busts out laughing just to see his face, like, knowing that I'm joking.
Yeah.
It kind of made him unscared. So
Isn't it crazy too when you see your child too and they do something that you would have done in that situation?
Of course.
Like that's always a mind fuck for me. I'm like, yeah, I would have done that.
Yeah.
That was a dumbass as a kid.
So
I
when my mother was younger, she used to, I'm gonna get killed for saying this, but she still sucks her thumb.
Your mother sucks her thumb?
Still sucks her thumb.
Ooh, Miss Quez's mom.
You're getting your ass kicked.
When she goes to sleep, she still sucks her thumb. So my daughter sucks her thumbs. When I was younger, I used to pick my nose.
I still pick mine.
I'm about to say, the rolling slick. That's my move.
My daughter picks her nose, so when she goes to sleep, it looks something like this.
Oh, man.
So it's like,
By the way,
I've never
she's gonna
touched
watch
your daughter's
this one day and be like,
hand.
thanks, Dad.
thanks,
Never
Dad.
touched her hand.
But yeah, it's like that's all me. I can't do it.
This genetics, man. You got it naturally weird.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so funny.
It's crazy though.
That's crazy, man. The other day, man, and he likes to apologize, even though he knows he did something wrong. And I keep trying to explain to him, stop saying sorry when you know you're wrong. Like,
Right.
you're doing the same thing. The other day, he put chocolate all over his toy, and he went inside the bathroom and tried to clean it up, and he made more of a mess with. And it was chocolate all over the bathroom. I'm over here thinking he's smearing dookie all over the floor.
Like Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, it's like, what is going on right now? I see water and dookie everywhere. What happened? He's like, I'm sorry, Dad. It was an accident. It was an accident. Maybe I would believe you an hour ago. This 3 hours process. No, it wasn't an accident.
I'm not even mad anymore. It's art. It's beautiful, actually. It's like the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, man.
Candy shit.
That was Anchorman, right?
Yeah. When he went found in the refrigerator. Yeah. I'm not even mad at you.
So, man, I'm proud of you guys for being in your child's lives, man. We need great fathers nowadays, man. And I'm thanking you guys, and I shouldn't thank people for being good parents.
Yeah, that was like the Chris Rock joke, actually.
Yeah.
Bringing back full circle, where he was like, why do I gotta, if you're a great dad, why you gotta
Exactly.
post it?
Exactly.
That's your job. You're supposed to be a great
And
dad.
it's sad that I have to acknowledge that, I think they're getting better, in my opinion, but I have to acknowledge that you got great men right here taking care of their kids. And I appreciate y'all doing that,
Man,
man.
I appreciate you too, man. There needs to be more of that out there.
It needs to be, man. Let us inspire that. So before we go, man, since you're getting back in this rap game,
Ricky Rhymes.
you guys definitely, quit. That's all I'm gonna say. Just quit.
I hope I can just make this horrible. And just like, yeah, man.
Dope chain, spaghetti.
Yes.
Spaghetti. Alright, so I'm gonna play a beat.
Okay. Thomas, baby. Nick Thomas, baby.
Going in.
Going in, man. I'm gonna just, like I said, try to get my crown back. And I hope other people who are listening to this, who love hip hop music, are gonna start rhyming kind of like this, baby. Here it goes. Check it. Hey yo, the people with this mega fight said it when I grabbed the mic. My appetite destruction and I function like a gigabyte. Fickle tight, talking that shit like they've been in fights. Femi like, not defending for millions of women's rights. I've been all around. Seen the starve go behind bars to gain a pound. Really could hate me now, like Nas said. With my conscious concepts and I conquer like a Yonkers cop stick and cautious they shooting. They made you watch, don't mistake how you brave behaving as a cop when you see kids who's 6. They didn't even pop a toy gun that's poisons annoy young, it should stop. But instead, point to his head, let it shot. Almost like funerals and intervals with the kids we lost. We have a prom, but we can't even test it. Cause the same one holding us believes God's message. Not saying they ain't a God. I'm just saying what you're paying's probably getting robbed, going to his yacht. That really is his job from a book that was taught when you barely could just talk and you took what they bought, that's another thing. Fuck a wedding ring. Love should come first, not to take everything. You want heaven, right? Mick Thomas in your speaker. Let you take over till you gotta breathe the ether. You wanna see the people? You wanna see the evil? That the devil you believe in is really just unbelievable. Sorry, don't believe in Catholicism. Living shallow, but the girl swallow jism. Have to be the ashes-y, living life lavishly. Heart will beat as fast as athletes in a track of me. King of my downtown. So bow down, you can hear me like surround sound on my SoundCloud. Religion damaging, secrets from the Vatican. They see kids who masculine, they stiffer than a mannequin. Panicking, man called by ambulance. Give him Ambien until he feels the force like Anakin. I'm fucking kicking the flames, spitting the wicked, the sick of the stain, splitting your brain, taking a pip of the game. You know that makes the name. I slow it down and dumb it down for your human body. Now keep your third eye open like Illuminati. My notebooks like old books with dope hooks. Show crooks, never follow the path that most took. The radio is horrible.
rolling, it's mad facts. They throwing singles out, cat stacks, ass crack. And that's that, my friends, that's that. Smack cats, leave you fuckers deserted like Mad Max. Yo, I'm genius, like just as alias. I take your radius. With succeeding, they don't believe I'm just like an atheist. I'm darker than Domelin, he gobbling. You're arming them, or fondling, a model, or your mom and them. Shit, accommodating comedy, no one ever stopping me. The government take your property as easy as Monopoly. And fuck fortune, I'm unfortunate. And fuck food for thought, cause Monsanto was poisoned it. Nick Thomas, baby.
Yeah! That was
You
hot.
heard it here first.
You heard it here first on the Intellectual Controversy. Alright, man. Thanks for tuning in to the Intellectual Controversy. You guys want to plug your stuff?
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Quezz.
DJ Quezz at P&E DJ Quezz on Twitter, and the real producer DJ on SoundCloud.
Awesome. What about you?
SoundCloud.com/McThomas. I think there's 2 pages, McThomas and then McThomas1. Also, just Facebook, McThomas13. I think I have so many pages from the other music sites back there. Just Google my name, MIKTHOMAS, and you'll
And I
find
appreciate
something.
that freestyle you just gave us. It was amazing.
Oh yeah,
It was great.
killed it.
Killed it, yeah. So, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Intellectual Controversy. I'm on Facebook, The Intellectual Controversy, and I'm on Instagram, Intellectual with 3 L's, because the 2 was taken. Okay, so holler at me now. Peace.